YouTube channel. Thank you very much for dropping by. Really appreciate that you subscribe to me and pop by to see what I'm doing. For those of you who have just caught this video, please subscribe, as you'll not miss any further uploads that I do. Right, so I know we've just had Christmas, but I like to get on top of making my Christmas cards because I make so many that I do start as soon as Christmas is over. So I've been busy making these. So this is the card we're going to make today, and I'm going to show you how to make your cream out of your Kindest Gnome die. So in the Kindest Gnome, you have this lovely beard of your gnome. So all you need to do is get a scrap piece of paper, and you don't need even the full size, and you just put your die on and just put it a little bit wonky because we're looking to get that little bit and with some of the other. So just run that through your die cutting machine, which will give you this. I've got a little bit of the gnome nose there, but you won't see that because the cup will cover that. So that's how you get your froth for the cream. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way. You will also need out of the teacup. Now, if you haven't got any DSP that is Christmassy, I've picked some old Christmassy DSP that I've cut a couple of cups out of. But this is quite nice, and that will work well for Christmas. So if you cut that out in white, and then cut the top layer, so you cut the solid cup. So if you cut the solid cup out and then cut that bit out in a Christmassy colour, you could do that in a greeny colour, whatever you've got. So use whatever you've got. So let's just pop those out of the way. Okay, so the other thing that you need is your candy canes. Now, a lot of sets do have candy canes, like the sweet little stocking has got some tiny candy canes. So you're going to work on whatever size of candy cane you have got. This happens to be out of the Sweetest Times, where it's just a stamp and then I've just die cut that out. There is also a die that you could just use red and back it onto white in here, and you might have a die like that. So there's the one to cut mine out. Where's the other one that I'm thinking of? I'm sure there was one in here somewhere. Oh, it's there, it's fell out, look. That's the one. You could just cut that out in red card, cut that out in white card and mount the two together. So there's lots of options that you can do. And you could, of course, from this die set, use the holly leaves there. I've used the holly leaves again from the sweet little stocking, as it's got this super sweet little bow in there. I've used the bow. It's got this foliage that you could use, and it's got these lovely little holly leaves. But you get those with so many sets. If you look through the sets, you'll probably see that you've got something like that in your stash. So we're going to make this card. Without further ado, let's get cracking. So what I tend to do is I tend to set up a stamping apparatus of some description, and I, on this one, make it come up like that. So I tend to stick my card in. So my card's going to fold over like that. So I tend to stick it in at that and just ink up my stamp, press down, and I go into production. So every card inside will be exactly the same. Okay, so that's how I do that stage. And then all we've got to do is just fold and burnish. So this is just a standard 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. scored down your 4 1/4 side at 4 1/8, and then I just burnish both sides, open it up to make sure I've got the right side. And then I have got a piece of DSP. Anything will work in this Christmas Day. This is some free that we got, and I thought that this would work because it looks almost like snow. I thought this would work. Now this is 7 centimeters wide by 5 7/8. Now I'm sorry that I've swapped from the centimeters to inches, but it just absolutely worked, I'm afraid. So I go for what works. And the reason I did this size, because the other card that I made the other day, I used a card to actually do this, I think. And RA4, which is 21 centimeters in width, it works perfect to divide that into 7 centimeters, because it'll divide it into 3, and you could make the 6 that we needed to make the DSP I made. So again, this is cherry cobbler, and it is 1/4 inch by 5 7/8, and I'm just going to stick this on either side. So it just saves on using too much card when you're making mass production by just having a narrow. And I just find that the 1/4 inch really makes it pop. So that's why I've gone for 1/4 inch. Now you'll actually find that it should overlap. Can you see? It overlaps a little bit, and we're going to cut that level to the card later. So don't worry about that for now. Okay. Now we're going to get, remember there's your beard like that. We're going to put it obviously in the opposite direction, and it doesn't matter how these come out. You can have them slightly bigger, slightly less. You just need to make sure that it's over 1 inch in length. And I just round these with my bone folder. So I'm going to round both of them at the same time. And then my cups, I get my cups, do exactly the same. I round those, but then bend the handle back. And I'm going to, excuse me, do the same. So I'm rounding the cups and then bending it back. So let's just pop those out of the way. I then don't worry that I've just, because I do this first, I round it. I find it better to round it first before applying your holly to it. So I'm going to do my holly, and I'm just going to stick that at an angle. So I'm sticking it like that at a corner like that. And then you know that I cut out these with my punch. So all I do is I do it on this side and get that, and I just punch several of these out and just do a load of those. Like that. You can get loads obviously out of a sheet of paper. And remember, A4 is 11 3/4 by 8 1/4. Okay, so I'm just going to drop those on my board and just poke out the one that's stuck there. Okay, that's it. I've got those. Okay, and then use my piercing tool, and I just turn them over, and I just wiggle till I get that top piece off, and then I'm going to stick one that side, do the same again. Sometimes you can just slide them off with your nail. Stick one right beside it, then another, and just peel it off. I use my pokey tool to guide me, put it in position, and there are my 3 berries there. On this one, because you've got the berries in places, I just stuck those over the top where the berries should go to just give it a little bit of lift in colour. So that one slid off. So I'm just going to pop those in place there. Yeah, I'm just sliding those off nicely with my nail. Yeah, they're coming off nicely. Put that. I just thought that goes, oops, put it in the right place. And then, yeah, that one's coming off as well. So there we go. So I'll just leave those. So we've got those. And all I do is I get my froth. Oh, just let's do this next stage. Right, now when I cut the DSP out, because you got 2 7cm out of it, and I only wanted the length of, and this was 6 by 6 to start with, I only wanted 5 7/8. So you get 1/8 at the bottom. Now save this. So this is your 7cm. So you've cut it at 7cm by 6 inches, and then you just take that little 1/8 of an inch off, and you need to save that, because what I'm going to do is bring in my scrap piece of paper. I've got my sponge dauber, and I've got my mossy meadow, because that's the DSP same colour. So whatever green you're using. And I just thought, with it being spotted, this is great because it will make a straw. So I'm just using really what ink I've got on the straw. Sorry, what ink I've got on my dauber. And it gives it that nice green looking straw. And I just roughly cut it in the middle. Doesn't have to be precise. I'm just cutting it in the middle. And that will do my top and my bottom straw now. There we go. So let's move that back out of the way. So we start off with a beard. We have got our candy cane. So we bring in our candy cane, and we are going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the bow, just in that centre. And I'm going to put one of the bows going off to the right. Move that to one side. Then bring in the next bow. And I'm going to put this off to the left, so that we've got a bow going each way. Okay, like that. And then we're going to just stick in the centre one of our little dots, and then making these, it stops it from being too high, so that it will go in a normal second class stamp. That's my idea. So put the glitter dots on there. So if you have got plainer cups and you can't, it's not like this, and you can't put a berry on, I would do 2 that's got the holly and the berries on, like I've done with this one. This one's a plainer one. I've put Winker Stella on this one because it happens to be the same colour as the background, and that really twinkles and picks it up. So all I do is pick up one of my candy canes and put some glue on the back of it, and then I just set that off to the left, and then I pick up my straw bit, put a bit of glue on the bottom, and glue, come on, there we go, and then I pop that off to the right. So we've got candy cane going one way, and the the straw going the other. Now I just put some glue around the handle, down, across the bottom and up the side, and then going across the top, and put a little bit going across the bottom of your beard, which is your cream, and then put it together so that we've got your bit sticking out there. You can see that, and that brings it round. Okay, and then we pop a dimensional in the middle there, just one dimensional, that's fine. And then we're going to get this, put your candy cane, make sure your candy cane and your straw are underneath, so going in there, that's it, and bring back in your card, and I'm going to stick this on an angle at the top, so I don't want that straw to go over the top. In fact, that straw can go down a little bit, there we go, there. So just pop that at an angle, just make sure those two, the top go down, your angle goes down, and press your dimensional, and that just gives it a 3D rounded effect. So we're going to bring back in this one and stick our candy cane the opposite way this time, so our candy cane goes to the right this time. So put some on there, stick it at an angle, like there, and then you get our straw, and this time this goes to the left. Okay, you don't want it going all the way to the top, put that at the bottom there like that. Bring in your cup, and you're going to do the same, so down the outsides, across the bottom, round the angle, and then across the top, and we'll just put a little bit of glue on there. I pick it up because it's round and we don't want it flattening. Pick it up, make sure that we've got it going underneath like that, just press it down, and then bring in a dimensional. The dimensional is going to go on the back, and then this one I'm going to bring straight, so that's going to be near enough at the bottom, and we're just going to put the angle down. Yeah, I seem to have got a little bit glue on my fingers. There we go. So press it down, press the corners down, and then all I've done, this was started off at 3.5, and I've done it again, sorry, by 2 centimeters. It just worked. So and I've used the stamp from the Sweetest Times and Wishing You the Sweetest Season, and I just thought that worked perfect. So I cut these all out to 2 centimeters by 4.5. Then I put my stamped sentiment to the left, and then popped this into the pick a banner punch and flag the end. So got that. Now all I do is put dimensionals down the back of here. So get my dimensionals, put it at the back, going down the middle, and get the backs off. And all I'm going to do is put this side, oh, and I sponged around, so I just went round with my sponge just like this all the way round. So that's how I did that bit. I'm going to then just tuck it slightly under the candy cane at the bottom and make sure that it's level with this edge, and then just press down and just bring in a glitter dot, and I can get my fingers off them, and oops, good. they are a bit tricky sometimes. Come on. Lift that up. There we go. And oops, now it's gone on the paper. Don't want to play. And then there we go. So now all we can do is bring in our glitter pen and just go round your cream to make it nice and sparkly. Put in some there and there. So you probably can't see that on camera. I can. It just picks out the cream better. Okay, so I hope you like that. So you've got that. Now all I do for the inside is wait till the glue dries, and then I just go in with my scissors, just go along the side edge of your card and cut those bits off. Just keep those scissors going down the side to be level with your card, and there, so that gives you a nice finish there. And then you've got your cards. So I'm just going to leave this one to dry a little bit longer before I cut it, then it stays your scissors getting sticky. So I hope you like those. If you've got these sets, or any teacup die will do, any candy canes will do, so you can put them in whatever position you like. My candy canes falling over there, a bit more upright there, very upright there, so just how they fall, so it works out well. So thank you very much for dropping by. Do appreciate that you've viewed my video, and say if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and press the notification button so that you can see further videos that I do. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Have a happy new year and all the best for 2023. Stay safe, stay well. Bye for now.